Good morning, Jacqueline. How are you doing
Good
today?
morning. I'm doing great. Thank you.
I gotta tell you, this movie, I know that, that so many people are gonna walk away going, why didn't they fall in love? And we know why it didn't happen. But the way you speak with each other, you share ideas, you share your emotions. This to me is one of the greatest love stories that can't be a love story, but it is.
Oh, really? So I'm so glad you saw it.
First of all, the connection that the two of you have, how is it that you were able to do that? Was it a lot of dinners before the movie and after?
No, no, no. We rehearsed with the director and Kelly and Paul Sand one evening and rehearsed and ate raw vegetables and played with the cats and talked a bit, and then we hardly did anything, and then we came to the set, kind of thing. And I did the screen test with him initially, and the director was very determined to use him because he did the perfect screen test, and it was a good empathy between us, and we both were so happy to be saying the words that he'd written. I mean, it's a joy when you read something like that and it's so well written. It gives you so much equipment. You can just, it's just like you're in a map and you get to jump over walls and take turns and hide behind things and then come out and go woo, and then all kinds of playful things that you get to do emotionally because it's written on the page, and you don't get that often. And the punctuation in the writing gives you the spaces and gives the spaces to the audience to come in and feel what they feel. You're not dictating it to them. They have to have a time. The audience must breathe with you.
Yep.
And then they can fill in all their lives into all those moments that are tender or sad or whatever. And that's crucial. And that's all in the writing. The writing is the absolute key to everything in making film or theater.
You talk about the punctuation. Now you've got my imagination, because my last book, I broke every single rule of punctuation. And the reason why is because Mark Twain said, put it in your own language. And so I did. Now, what were the commas and the periods in the wrong places? Because you're right. You have got to buy that space to breathe.
Yeah. It's very, very important. I mean, just as when you read a letter and if it's badly punctuated, you go, well, hang on a minute. What were they trying to say? Hmm. And, a lot of people nowadays, but since the computers and stuff, they don't put punctuation, and you're left to muddle through the streams of words and without punctuation virtually. And I say, hang on a minute, I like punctuation. Please punctuate your mails, so I can be with you in the same breath.
Well, I love the deep meaning of the movie. His first film, her last. And maybe it's because I'm a movie lover, but I felt like that I was the fly on the wall and I got to see something magical happen.
I'm really glad. This film is important to me. And this film and another film I did called The Sleepy Time Gal are two of the best performances I've given and the most intricate roles that I got a chance to do. I hope that I'll find another one, because I'm certainly addicted to that process. I do really enjoy, and it's not about being in enormous films. I don't really have any particular interest in being part of the whole machinery of the whole business, but the intimacy of this film is meaningful to me, and I adore the director, Russell Brown. I think he's very, very clever.
That's him. Yeah. I've always read so much about Russell, and then to hear that he was a part of this, I'm going, oh my God, I finally get to see his art, the stuff that he puts into paper.
Mm-hmm. Well, writing. But there's the poor writers all on strike. I mean, it's a difficult time for many people in this industry. I really hope that things shape up for them.
Absolutely. One thing that really surprised me about the movie is that it only took you guys 13 days to put all this together. I mean, did it feel like you were on Broadway and that it was a stage and it was the performance and you really just had to bring it together?
No, it didn't feel like Broadway at all. Not that I've ever been on Broadway, but it felt like a very concise, disciplined few days, and there was obviously a lot to learn, a lot of dialogue to learn, and then and to go through. There was just a kind of disciplined experience. Russell is well disciplined in his writing and his directing, and not a lot of wasted time, and no what to call it, when being spoiled. We were not being spoiled. It's all, it was a filmmaking, not rough filmmaking. What do they call it? And a sort of adventurous filmmaking where the essence is to get the job done without the fluff. No fluff, just concentration. And in the case of Kelly, he was a joy to work with. He's a wonderful listener and he's a wonderful actor. And I felt really, really, really comfortable.
It's one of those things. It's one of those films where you feel like that you just walked into like a very nice restaurant or even a coffee shop, and you sit there and you look at this couple having a conversation, and it's like, oh my God, I wish I knew what they were saying. And it's almost like this film really sets us inside of a mindset like that.
Mm-hmm. Well, that is the situation. That we are in a restaurant that I've been going to for 15 years, my character has been going to, where she feels comfortable and she knows the head maître d', and this wonderful actor, Paul Sand, who plays the maître d' and brings so much charm to the role. And he was wonderful to be around. I mean, just when I would arrive in the morning, there he was in his velvet jacket, looking elegantly patient and charming. And Paul was just wonderful. I adored him. And he gave me such confidence, as in the film, he gives me confidence to be kind of raw and naked in that situation. He knows who I am. He's my friend, He protects me. Even when things are going wrong, he protects me.
And listeners need to understand about that restaurant, because, I mean, even with going all the way to the desserts, it's all like right there in front of you, like it's happening in real time. It's one of the big things to see in this movie as well. Take in the background, because it's there for a reason.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's.
I mean, because so many times they like to do close-ups and everything, and it's like wow, no, just the whole moment, the whole layout is what really brings us together.
Oh, that's really nice to hear. I'm sure the director will be happy to hear that.
Yeah. Well, congratulations on this movie, Lauren and Rose. It is in movie theaters, and I do strongly suggest that.
Can I just tell you where it is and stuff? Because it's not playing everywhere in movie theaters. It's playing exclusively in theaters in New York area, Arizona, and Louisiana. Other than that, outside those states, you can stream the film.
Good.
You can look it up at laurenandrose.com. That's Lauren, Loren, and rose.com. Find the details of where it's streaming.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you for letting me do that.
You bet. Please come back to this show anytime in the future. The door is always going to be open for you.
Thank you for watching the film. I'm so happy that you watched it. You seem to have got it. You understood it.
Well, it's going to be a conversation piece. People are going to be talking about it.
Okay. Thank you.
You be brilliant today.
Thank you.
Thank you.